James Lynch here for MMA Surge. Happy to be joined by Tristan Connelly, who's going to help us preview this Saturday's UFC on ABC 2 card. But first off, Tristan, glad to see you back. Before we booked this, you didn't have a fight. Now you do. Congrats, man.
Thank you. It's been a long time. I've known for a couple weeks that something was in the makings. It just took a while. There was an opponent switch, and then getting the paperwork, and then waiting for the UFC to release everything. So I've kind of had an idea for 2 weeks that I'd be fighting on this date. But I'm excited that it's out there now, and I can talk about it, and I can get back to doing what I love.
Who's the original opponent supposed to be? Do you know? Or is it one of those like top secret things you can't talk about?
No, I they haven't told me against anything. There's talks of Elkins. So,
interesting.
It was. I'm not sure what happened. I was offered Elkins. I accepted, and it sounded like it was all go. And I was waiting for the contract, and 5 days went by, still no contract, and it's still no. Fight's on. Looks good. Everything's good. And then another couple days went by, and then the date didn't work for Elkins. So I don't know what. I don't know if maybe they asked me before they asked him. I don't want to speculate. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that date wasn't going to work for him, and they still wanted me on that date, and I still wanted to be on that date. They're like, we'll get back to you with another opponent, and Pat stepped up. I know he was excited to fight here just over a month ago, so I know he's going to be raring to go, and I'm excited about the matchup. I think we match up very similarly in a lot of ways, and I think it's going to make an exciting fight.
What made you decide to fight at featherweight? Was that your choice, or was the UFC saying, hey, you'd be better at featherweight? Like, what brought you to that decision?
I wanted to, whether I'll end up at featherweight long term, I don't know. But after the neck surgery, after everything, I did some experimenting, dieting, and I feel like I can make it. And so this hasn't been like, I'm taking a fight at featherweight. I have been dieting for 6 months to try and get this down. Like, I have shaved off 15 solid pounds. I'm leaner than I've ever been. Like, it's been quite the ordeal. I don't know what's going to... I haven't really had a cheat meal barely in 6 months. Like, I've been eating actually a little more since I've been in Vegas, since I've been training really hard. But it's been a lot. I don't know how, after I fight, what my weight's going to go to. I'm going to try and keep it really clean. We're going to see how this weight cut goes, how I feel. And if it goes well, I'll probably try and stay at featherweight for a while. If I just keep, one thing I have been, since I've been training more, is more muscle's been coming on. As I've been getting leaner, I have been putting more muscle on. So we'll see what happens after. I know I'll definitely make weight for this one. I put the work in. Is it maintainable over the long term for the years? I don't know yet, but we'll take it one fight at a time.
Let's get into this weekend's card. Big fight in a division that you made your debut in at welterweight is Daniel Rodrigeuz taking on Mike Perry. Right now on Fanduel, we have Daniel Rodrigeuz at -188 is the favorite, Mike Perry the underdog +152. Who are you leaning in this fight? Because it's interesting to see Mike Perry as an underdog, which is how long he's been in the UFC.
Yeah, well, to me, Mike Perry's always the underdog. But he keeps coming up on top. From what I hear about Mike Perry is, from fighters, he doesn't train hard. He's just a gifted guy, super strong, but just shows up to sparring, doesn't really care that much. And so to me, it's always like, how does this guy do so well? But he keeps doing really well. And Rodrigeuz obviously he seems like a guy that's just been in it for a long time, and is not cutting any corners. So it's kind of one of these talent versus hard work. I'm a hard work guy. I'm going to go with hard work.
Okay, gotcha. And then the other fight we got on this card is Nina Ansaroff taking on Mackenzie Dern. Nina Ansaroff, first fight since giving birth. She didn't fight at all last year. Her last fight was actually June of 2019 when she lost to Tatiana Suarez. Mackenzie Dern, of course, fought 3 times last year. She also...
right after giving birth,
exactly. So she's doing quite well. I'll just quickly mention Ansaroff, the favorite, -115, Dern -105. Who you liking in this one?
I like Dern. I think I noticed a switch after she came back. She kind of had that. She lost one, I think, and then I think that sort of ignited a fire in her, and she's hungry for that belt. So I think she's going to be one to watch. I think she's going to take that W here on the weekend.
So there you go. Kind of Dern, like I said, a slight underdog. You like Perry as well. So we're going with 2 dogs to start things off here. The co-main event sees Sodiq Yusuff taking on Arnold Allen in the featherweight division, your division now. Sodiq Yusuff minus 144 on Fanduel. Arnold Allen plus 118. Who are you liking in this one?
I mean, Yusuff's looked really good, and so is Allen. And what I hear about Allen in the gym is that guy is an absolute monster. Like he beats everyone. So it's a really hard fight to call. I'm gonna go with Allen sheerly because I have a little more information on his training and what he does in the gym. Doesn't really mean that much. I think that's a pick 'em fight, and I'm going to just go with who I know a little more about.
And should mention to our audience, Arnold Allen trains at TriStar. I know you have some friends over there that train at that gym, so I'm assuming that's where you're getting your intel as far as the pick and all that, which makes sense. Hey, listen, we're here to pick fights. There's a million different ways you can go about this, and I like that one. I think it's going to be it's definitely a pick 'em, and definitely a fight they're setting up to see the winner go on, to become a potential contender. I think that's what they're doing here.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's not just – it's a couple people over the years that I know well that have gone and trained and they've trained with Allen, and they've said very, very good things. So, I'm hoping for him, and, he's training out of TriStar, and I want to see him do well. So he's got my vote.
Let's get to the main event. Marvin Vettori taking on Kevin Holland. It was supposed to be Marvin Vettori and Darren Till. Darren Till's out with an injury. Kevin Holland fights 2 weeks ago. He loses badly, comes back, gets this opportunity here. Marvin Vettori, a big favorite on this card, minus 325 on FanDuel. Kevin Holland, plus 250. Who you liking here?
I think it makes sense that Vettori is the favorite. Obviously, after watching Kevin Holland, there's some holes in his game, particularly with his wrestling. And Vettori's a tank, man. I think Vettori is going to take it. I don't know that Kevin Holland has the mental composure to beat a guy like Vettori. I think he's going to put up a fight. Don't get me wrong. I think he's probably going to go to decision. But I think I don't know that he believes in himself enough to beat Vettori, to be honest.
Okay. There you go. I think Vettori takes this one. My only worry is Holland's really got nothing to lose in this fight. Like I said, he's talked about going to 170. He's got the height and reach advantage. Can he get in Vettori's head a bit with that trash talk? We'll have to see, right? So,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've talked to Vettori a couple times. He seems pretty rock solid. I don't think he really gives a flying fuck what Kevin says to him. But that's just kind of the opinion I got for the couple times I met him. I think Holland's he's one of those talented guys that'll get by and he'll surprise you. He's one of those guys that you'll bet against, but will prove you wrong. So he has the ability. The smart bet is Vettori.
Love it. Tristan, thanks so much for doing this, man. Really appreciate it. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media you want to plug? I'll give you the last word.
Thank you to all my training partners, everyone down here in Vegas helped me get ready, everyone from back home at Checkmate Vancouver. We actually rebranded. We're now going to be Pinnacle MMA. So hopefully when the restrictions back home lift up, we can open that up and that starts going well. And, everyone here at 10th Planet, Coach Casey, and also everyone in Extreme and Syndicate and everyone at the PI, there's a lot of people helping me. So I also want to thank if you're helping me, you know who you are. Thank you. And of course, thank you, James, for giving me the opportunity to talk. And thank you to my lovely wife back home, taking care of our daughter and keeping everything afloat there while I'm here chasing what I love to do.